For those of you that may be new to the channel, or at least new to Texas or southern states, this is a fire ant mound. Now, fire ants aren't very big, but they are mighty little guys. And you disturb the mound, and they come swarming. Now, I don't know if you're going to be able to see this or not, but I'll grab the camera, bring you in real close, disturb the mound so you can see what goes on. There they come. These guys are still sleepy, so they're starting to swarm. Anyway, I got to put some stuff on there to get rid of them. All right, well, fire ants, although they are a nuisance, they're not just a nuisance. They're kind of dangerous. They have been known to bring down full cows, steers, that kind of thing. They swarm so quick, so fast, and so many, especially on a really big mound. Now, that one I showed you wasn't a very big mound. It was about like that. We have had mounds on this property that are 1.5 feet, 2 feet in diameter, and 1.5 feet tall. And those aren't even really big mounds, but those are big enough mounds. And interestingly enough, on all the fire ant bait or poison that you can buy, they tell you don't disturb the mound. Well, I find it works much more effective if you disturb the mound a little bit and then pour the bait in there, because they carry it straight down to the queen and it kills the queen. When the queen dies, they all die. I don't know how that works, but that's what happens. Now, I was told the other day by one of our customers at Lowe's that you could use really cheap powdered detergent and it'll drive them away. I don't want to drive these guys away because they're just going to move 50 or 100 feet and start over again. Well, we've got a full acre of land, which isn't a lot, but they need to go a lot farther than 50 to 100 feet away. They are kind of dangerous for your animals and your small little animals like our kittens and stuff. So you just kind of have to keep a lookout for them and make sure that they don't pop up, especially in the inhabited areas. Now, out here around the orchard, kittens don't come out here very much yet. Now, the adult cats do. They come out and they hunt, but they're adult cats. They've got it figured out, hopefully. Anyway, let me show you some armadillo mess. Okay, not poop or anything like that, but the aftermath of them digging for grubs, worms, whatever it is they're hunting for. And then if you don't think it's armadillo, you should let me know in the comments, because I'm curious. I don't know if you can see as well as I can, but you can see the holes in the lawn here. They're kind of all over the place. Some are much bigger than others. See, there's a little one. There's a pretty good sized one. If you look behind me, all the way down there, I'll zoom in so you can see it. There's a stake with a pink ribbon on it. That's the end of our property. I'm going to run this string here all the way down there, tie it off. As you can see, this is a pretty neat little area. This boat tree is close to the property line, and it's so big, it's all completely shaded here. So one of our plans, obviously, is to trim up the low-hanging branches on this thing and make this a nice little seating area outside my shop. That's my plan anyway. Okay, I've got them marked at 8 feet apart, roughly perpendicular to the string line. And now I just need to punch some holes. I'm going to punch 4 holes, I think, if things go well. And I haven't brought the posts over, so I need to do that too. Where's my mark? Did I step on it and mess it up? Should be right here. I think it's right here, but we need to make sure. Well, that's interesting. because that's at 7 feet. This is 8 feet, and I don't see a mark. Does that mean all my other ones are a foot off too? Bet they are. Guess I better check them. That's the deal. We're a foot off. Basically, out of 4, I got 1 hole deep enough. The other ones, 2 of them I'm in the roots. One of them I don't know. It could just be hard dirt. So I'm going to have to soak them, put some water in them, let them sit, come back and try them again. Like I said, I got the 1 though. That's good news. At least I can get that one in. And I forgot to move the camera. Dagnabbit. I got so into what I was doing, I just wasn't thinking. So hopefully Brenda can zoom it in enough to catch it. If not, I sure am sorry, love. Anyway, I'm going to go grab a hose or some buckets and some water and fill these holes up. And then we'll come back out and try them again, maybe this evening. We'll have to see. Well, okay. That's 4 holes started anyway. One of them's pretty close to done. I think it should go a little deeper. So I soaked them all, filled them all with water, and they're just sitting there with water in them. Hopefully during the day that'll get soaked in and we'll be able to dig some more. But for now, I got to run to town. Actually, I got to run to the city and take care of a couple of things. At least one thing anyway. But I'll be back later this afternoon. And we'll do stuff. Just saying. Sure appreciate you though. See you then. Alrighty. I'm back. Had to change my shirt. Well, as it turns out, we didn't actually go into the city. Something happened. Couldn't go do that. So it's alright. But I'm back anyway. So there we go. I checked on those holes that I put the water in. And yeah, they still got water in them. I topped them off. I'm going to leave them alone. They need to sit for at least a day. At the moment, I've got my tractor running in the background, my little one, not my neighbor's, my little one. And I need to do some brush hogging, get some tall weeds down. So I need to air the tires up. I need to move a couple of things on that side of my shop building so I can go down there because that's gotten out of hand. And then we're just kind of going to quickly hit, sorry, something hanging off my hat. We're just going to kind of quickly hit the outskirt edges of the property. Because it's already starting to grow up. We've gotten so much rain late in the season this year that the grass just grows. And it grows and grows and grows. So the mowing we take care of course, with the lawn tractor. But we cannot take care of the outskirts and the edges and what do they call it? Well, I was going to say unincorporated, but that's not it. The uninhabitable areas, that's just weeds and stuff, and there's still lots of thorn branches and thorns and that kind of stuff. I'd rather get a flat on my tractor. The tires are much tougher, and we use it a lot less than we do the garden tractor, the little lawnmower. So, without further ado, I'm going to go get my air compressor. I'm going to plug it in and air the tires up. I'm going to move the car dolly out of the way. Oh, shoot. There's a big blade there too. I may try to move it too. But tractor's idling, getting warmed up. So let's get to it. All right, well, I got done as far as I need to go around. All of the brush cutting I'm doing is not even on our property, with the exception of that little bit I did over there in front of the shop. All of this is on the other side of our property line. We're just trying to keep the wild from encroaching. We're doing a fair job of keeping our side down, but we don't want it to encroach over. So that's one thing to keep in mind when we build this fence, is to make sure we build a gate. I've already talked to the owner of the property, and she's like, no problem with me clearing up that area. In fact, we talked to her at one time about clearing this area over to the pond so that we had a nice clean view of the pond from our property. And she said no problem at all. So eventually we'll get there. That's a bit to come. Right now I'm having some trouble with the hydraulics on it. I think I'm probably low on hydraulic fluid. I noticed yesterday when the tractor was sitting over there by the shop that there seemed to be a puddle underneath it. So I may have a small hydraulic leak and my levels have gotten down. The 3-point in the back will go up, but it just seems to take a long time. So I need to get some more hydraulic fluid, fill it up, figure out where the leak is, and take care of that. But for the moment, I'm done brushing over here. I'm going to just park the tractor, and then I don't know. I may go get the other tractor with the blade on the back of it, or the box scraper on the back of it, and see if I can level some of this out. The area over here next to my shop is pretty bad, so I may see if I can at least flatten some of that out. I don't really care so much about the grass right at the moment. It's not an area we play in or anything like that, and it's really bumpy since we had the septic lines put in, the leach lines, or in this case they're not leach lines, they're leach sprinklers. So they dug the trenches with an excavator. So the trenches were a lot wider than they would have been if, like, I'd have brought a trencher or something like that in. Not a problem. It's nobody's not an issue. It just, I need to do a little cleanup after that. I'm not sure, but in the meantime, I'm gonna get that tractor parked. Thanks for watching. We really appreciate it. God bless you. We'll see you next time on the homestead. Don't forget to like, subscribe, hit that notification bell, share it with your friends. Bye-bye now.